Macarons were initially made in Venetian monasteries and are not the same as macaroons. They consist of two biscuits with a flavoured filling. Macaroons traditionally have no filling at all. Macarons came to France in 1533 with a woman who was to marry King Henry II, and they've been considered French ever since. These macarons are as much a treat for the eyes as for the mouth, with colourful meringue shells sandwiching a tasty filling. To prepare the meringue for the shells, bakers combine sugar and water. They heat the mixture to precisely 106 degrees Celsius, slightly above boiling point. In a mixing bowl, they combine egg whites with dehydrated egg whites. Using a combination of liquid and dried egg whites reduces the amount of moisture in the meringue mixture. When there's less moisture, it's easier to control the baking. The egg whites are mixed for 10 minutes to make an emulsion. Then the boiling water and sugar is poured in. They mix it until the temperature drops to 40 degrees Celsius. A thermometer isn't needed, as the bakers can tell when the meringue is ready by its stiff texture. And there it is. The next step is to flavour and colour it. Precise quantities of almond powder are weighed out. Then icing sugar. These ingredients are then transferred to the mixer and blended thoroughly. The blended almond powder and icing sugar are added to a mixture of egg whites, and in this case, red food colouring, because these will be raspberry macarons. They resume mixing for another 3 minutes until everything is thoroughly blended. They then add this mixture to the meringue to colour and flavour it. 5 more minutes of blending and the meringue is ready. It's now time to form the meringue shells. The mixture is poured into the feed vat of a depositor. It dispenses 5-gram discs of meringue, 60 discs per line baking sheet. Using a micrometer, they measure each disc to make sure it's between 4.3 and 4.5 centimeters in diameter. And we'll see more of the micrometers later in the show, folks. Meringue expands with baking, so this ensures each disc will bake into a shell that's the correct size. Fans blow air to dry out the discs. Evaporating the moisture prevents the top of the discs from rising as they bake in the oven. They bake for 20 minutes at 253 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 121 degrees Celsius to you and me. When the discs emerge from the oven, the baked shells are left to cool. Meanwhile, the bakers prepare the filling, mixing chocolate with piping hot cream. As the chocolate melts, the ingredients are blended thoroughly. Then the filling is chilled for 12 hours at 9 degrees Celsius. When the filling comes out of the fridge, it's firm, but malleable enough to be scooped up and put into a piping bag. With filling and shells now ready, the macarons can be assembled. About 5 grams of the filling is squeezed onto each shell. Then another shell is placed on top. The baker presses down gently to spread the filling out. The macarons fit perfectly into plastic trays, thanks to the micrometer measuring of the meringue discs prior to baking. The trays pass through a machine which seals them to keep out moisture. They're now ready to be sent to shops and to fill our chops. Steady on, don't put them away. I'll have one. Just my luck.